Hey everybody, I'm Claire Nicole of She's Crafty Too, and welcome to Hometalk, the world's largest DIY home and garden network. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you my favorite tips and tricks on how to decorate a Christmas tree. So as you can see, we've already done quite a lot to this tree, but there's actually some things going on with this tree that I'm going to pop out at you that maybe your eyeballs might not be seeing it yet, but there's some funkiness going on that is bothering me as I'm standing here, and I'm going to show you how to fix that, as well as how to put together a topper and how I place my ornaments and things like that. But first of all, I want to remind you that I am in the comments watching this live along with you guys, so please be sure to say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. We always want to know where our Hometalk followers are at, if they are in the US or other countries. That always excites us. And also, we want to say hello to Alexa Ray, who is our camera woman in the background. Everybody say hi, Lex.
Hey guys.
So she's going to be zooming in and out and following me as best as she can to get the best camera angle for you guys, so that you, at the end of this live, can go decorate your tree and be like, wow, I did this all on my own. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the tree topper. So up here, as you can see, there's a little bit of, it looks naked right there. That's because I took some picks out. So a lot of people tend to be scared of doing tree toppers that consist of a lot of picks. I will be the first to tell you that doing a tree topper with a lot of picks does take investment, and it does take a lot of picks, okay, especially for me. So my personal tree at home has about 35 to 40 picks on top, and it is all done in layering, you guys, and I happen to have it trickling down all throughout the tree. This particular tree that is done in a rustic theme doesn't have the picks going all the way down, but it has it kind of cascading down. So with this tree, we wanted to give it a look of kind of like the snow landing on top of the Christmas tree and not necessarily going all the way down, okay? So I will tell you that this particular tree has, let me count real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, has about 6 different picks going on, and I'm going to show you how I worked 3 of them in. So never be afraid to work with a lot of different picks, like I said. So here, these are all from Hobby Lobby, you guys, okay? So this particular pick has a lot of berries on it, and it looks like it's tipped with a lot of snow, right? Snow tipped, okay? And then we have this one that's got acorns. It also looks snow tipped, and it's got some glitter effect, kind of looks like icicles. And then we have this guy that's white leaving, also has glitter on it. And then we have this one, which I love because it's got greenery and it has those berries on them too. So this is going to be a great filler in your tree up top. So actually what I did is I started, so this one's got different layers. Let me go ahead and point this one out too. I actually didn't pull this one out for you guys. Is this pick right here, we actually have it very similar right here, but it's got more frosted tips, and the berries are actually look frosted tip too. So I tend to get 6 to 8 of each pick, because that's how many picks it's going to take to go around your topper, especially when you're starting to come up beyond the very top. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this one. Again, we're working in layers. Always be careful going up the ladder. Don't forget, I'm in the comments, you guys, if you have any questions, okay? So we want to make sure we get a good view for you. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here, just like so, okay? And we do that 5 more times around, because like I mentioned, it takes 6 to 8 to go all the way around. So as you start coming, like say about right here, then you're going to start needing about 8 to 10 to kind of fill it up around. But that's if you want them right next to each other. If you want them about 3 to 5 inches, then you're still okay with the 6. But see how taking this one pick out and now I'm putting it back in, it just gives it immediately that wow factor, and it's already bringing the topper or the Christmas tree, dramatically out. Okay, so there's one pick. Let me go ahead and get this other one really quickly. Now, guys, don't be intimidated by, any picks that are long. So what you can do is leave them like this or cut them off. But I will say, when you leave them long, it allows you to stick it all the way down the top in the middle of the tree, and then it secures it a little bit more better. That way you don't have picks coming out. So again, this is from Hobby Lobby. I'm not taking out any of the price tags. I have a bad habit of not doing that, especially when it's my tree or I'm decorating a French tree. All right, so I'm gonna show you how quickly this is going to change the look of just adding this one pick. So we're putting it directly above that pick I just showed you. And you see how it makes the tree just automatically, the top is just popping out and it comes away from the tree. So right now it's pretty much in alignment with the widest part of the tree, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and get some other pieces that I incorporated into the tree. Don't forget, I put one in there, but there's already 5 all the way around, okay? So take a look at the way it looks just by adding these 2 pieces, and then Alexa Ray can kind of zoom in a little bit how it looks already. All right, so now we're going to be going ahead and we're gonna add this one. So I went ahead and put these up at the very top just to kind of fill it up and make it more of a center topper. So all I did was just add it up here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's definitely there, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. When you have a shorter stem versus the longer stems that I just used, they tend to kind of fall into the tree fairly quickly. So this one, I'm barely sticking it in a little bit, and you can kind of see it there, okay? And this guy, what I did was I kind of fanned him all the way around the top. So we're gonna put this guy right here as well. So we made it look like it snowed on top. There's a little bit of that snow there with the white bristles. And then I went ahead and brought those same white leaves that I just plugged in there kind of throughout, okay? Now let me just show you what else I did. I also put berries all throughout, so let me just kind of take this out. See those berries? Super cute. Again, going along with the theme of making everything look like it's been kissed by the snow, right? So we're gonna put that there, and again, the berries are going all the way around, I think 6 to 8 times, okay? Here's another pick that I also incorporated. Again, it's green. It's got some, glittery, snowy effects, acorn and some berries. And again, we just kind of plug that in there. So, if you take a good close up of the tree, you will see that there's a pattern to everything, okay? Another tip I wanted to give you about this particular tree is these white leaves, as I'm working them down into the tree, they are not directly next to each other. So you see how this one is kind of a little bit lower than this one. So we've got an effect like this going all the way around. And these same bristles or picks, I'm sorry, they're not coming all the way down because again, we're going with the idea that the snow fell and it's not going to be on the bottom parts of the tree. So without taking you all the way around the Christmas tree, you're just going to have to believe me that there is that effect of that, kind of like the roller coaster dancing with your eyes kind of effect going on, okay? So also I want to talk about adding different things to your tree as far as ribbon, burlap, mesh. They are great fillers to your tree. So I found this, I think this is probably 6 inches wide. It's foil. I've actually never used ribbon foil, so when I saw it, I fell in love with it. And it's got a cool crinkle sound to it. So I'm going to show you how you can incorporate foil into a tree to fill it up really quickly. So I purposely left a spot right here, and I'm going to work this foil into there. But we're also going to take 4-inch burlap, which you can find at Hobby Lobby. So the foil was found at a craft store, okay? And the burlap you can find at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to let that fall to the ground. And I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle that up together, like so. And I'm going to start right here. So the thing with Christmas trees, you guys, is I look particularly for pine bristles. The pine bristles are what's going to help me hold my materials in. So you can get a tree with, all kinds of different bristles, but I'm going to look for that pine that's going to help me. Okay, so I didn't have to use No pipe cleaner, no zip tie or anything. Now I'm gonna layer this guy down, okay? And we're gonna go maybe about 14, 16 inches, and we're gonna create a loop. And again, I'm gonna look for that bristle that is on this tree, and I found it, and I'm just gonna twist tie it once, like that, and then make sure that the foil is nice and pretty and open, and that the burlap is layered over as well. So look how pretty that looks, okay? Now I'm going to bring the burlap over and the foil to the right because we're going to have it alternating. Same thing, about 14 to 16 inches. Going to pinch it, and we're going to go to the next layer, the next row. Now we're going to fix this up really quickly. So doesn't that look really pretty already? All right, I'm going to continue going. I'm just going to go 3 times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think we'll stop down there. Again, we're just crisscrossing it. We're going to go to the next row on the tree, find those bristles. Again, you guys, if you have any questions, I am in the comments, okay? I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. So Lex, what is your favorite part about Christmas? And then we'll find out what our home talker friends, what their favorite part about Christmas is.
My favorite part is like the tree smell. I love that pine smell.
Oh yeah, I love that too. So there's actually ways you can get the tree smell without having a real tree. Because guys, I do not like working with a real tree. It's harder for me as a designer, but you can actually buy those little pine sticks and stick them in and it smells like tree. Or if you're familiar with, you know, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, so we don't have Christmas trees here. Actually, other people drive in from like other states and they set up their tree farm tents and they actually cut up their trees and we're allowed to take the clippings for free. So what I like to do is actually get some of those tree clippings and you can actually stuff them in your tree, stuff them in your garland, stuff them in your mantle. I don't know if y'all remember, you know, me doing this mantle last week or a couple weeks ago, but you can actually stuff tree clippings as well to get that real Christmas tree smell. Okay, so look how I did this, and we're just gonna go ahead and cut it off right here, but I wanna show you, I don't know if you can see it here. I don't like to have, you know, like my mesh or my ribbon right exactly next to each other if it's the exact same thing. So I tend to cascade, or, you know, again, there's that roller coaster effect where we don't have everything directly all the way around. So I started this one a row below, and then this one is a row higher. Okay, so I like this particular ribbon. Again, it's from Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure what to call this. I don't know if you can zoom in and check that out. It almost looks like tree bark ribbon. Very delicate, very pretty. So I'm going to put this in the portion of ribbon and burlap that I just put there. Make a quick bow. And I am just gonna stuff it in there. I think I'm gonna put it right here. And this one's a little bit short. It's the last I had left because I already decorated a whole bunch of the tree. But it's just resting right there, and it brings in, you know, the outside to the inside. It makes it look more natural. Now, also another thing I wanted to show you is you can also use what's called poly burlap check mesh. So this is a neutral, and I actually have it right here. Look how cool that looks. It's called poly burlap check mesh. Okay, so you can totally change up your materials and your textures in your Christmas tree. So that's another tip I have for you, is changing up your textures. Is we've got the burlap and we got the foil. So it looks kind of glam but still rustic, all right? And then we also did the same thing, and we did it with the 10.5 inch, the poly burlap check mesh, and we just kind of went around. So if you actually walk around the whole tree, you will see that the whole tree is set up to where you've got the foil and the burlap, then you have this, then you have the foil and the burlap, but also that everything is cascading. So you're not having this directly right here. It actually starts right here, okay? So I know there's a lot of things to remember, but there is kind of a science to, you know, how to do a Christmas tree and decorate a Christmas tree. What we also did is right here, this beautiful bow looks really, really pretty. I love it. The ribbon is actually from, I don't have it exactly here, but it's actually from Hobby Lobby, but it's in the same family of these two ribbons, and you can still get them today. But it is a real pretty green and burlap looking mesh with a black center stripe, and then we've got Christmas trees, okay? So what I did is I created a bow that's got 3 loops with a 2.5 inch ribbon and another bow with the 1.5 inch. Now, this bow looks pretty here, but it's bothering me, and let me tell you why. Because it's directly next to where the burlap mesh is, and I don't like that. It can be next to it, but what I mean, it's directly horizontal to it. So in my eyes, I need to move it down at least a whole row. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I purposely put it there to show you that not everything has to be directly, you know, next to each other, with the exception of, you know, like the pick areas up there. So I'm actually going to move this down a whole row, and guess what? I'll be able to sleep better at night. Okay, so let me go ahead and get that in there. And guys, if you don't know how to make a bow, there's a lot of great bow makers out there that are very helpful. You can go check out on YouTube and just type in bow maker, and you will come up with a lot of different, you know, experienced, you know, how to make different bows on YouTube and even here on Hometalk, okay? And I always leave tails really long because I like them to hang down. So you see how moving that bow from here to up here, it just, it makes me feel better, okay? And that allows me to be able to put an ornament there or something else, you know, in the place of, all right? So here's another tip that I have is, can y'all guess what this is? Lex, you wanna give them a tip? Starts with a G.
It's a garland.
It's a garland. So at Hobby Lobby, you can actually find these buffalo plaid snowflake garlands. And I think they came with about 8 snowflakes on them. And also, where is it? This one right here, which is a Christmas tree garland, buffalo plaid, and it is done in red and black. So how did I go from this to this and created a garland to an ornament? I'm going to show you really, really quickly. This is where you keep your eyeballs open, you guys, and you see something at the store and you're like, those would make some great ornaments, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my scissors, and you wanna cut it in such a way that you're gonna leave enough string to be able to tie it to create your ornaments, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off really quickly. So by clipping it, or by cutting it off, I've now given myself 2 ornaments, but the garland itself, I believe, had 6 to 8 of these on it, okay? And it already has the twine on there. If you wanna go ahead and put a different ribbon, go ahead and do it. But I think the twine is perfect enough, okay? I hope you're loving the tips that I've given y'all so far. Don't forget to like and share this video, to reference it back to your, you know, Facebook. Share it so you can, you know, go back and be like, hey, I remember that lady that was showing how to do a tree. She had some great tips. And again, I am watching in comments, answering along with you, seeing how the process is coming along for this tree. So you see how we moved the ribbon down and we filled it up with that cute little ornament that we just made from the garland, okay? So I'm gonna find somewhere else to put this. I won't take too long because me and ornaments, we can fight all day about the perfect placement. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it here for now. I know y'all probably can't see me. And some other tips that I have is you don't always have to make a tree, you know, have too much, okay? A little bit goes a long way. I think you can focus on a grand, elaborate topper and, you know, then make it not so heavy at the bottom. Now, if you don't want to invest in a lot of picks, because picks can get expensive, you can definitely make a beautiful bow topper, and those can be kind of grand with long tails, and then you work those tails into the Christmas tree itself, kind of going down. So let me just show you a bow that I made for the sake of time. And this bow is actually using most of the ribbons that are in the Christmas tree itself, okay? So again, here's the foil. So what I did is I did 5 loops of each one, and I layered them on top of each other, kind of spread out all the different bows. And without getting on, let me go ahead and get on top real quick. Just imagine, you know, the topper not being there and probably having longer tails. I probably cut them a little too short. That would still look really pretty. What do you think, Lex? Are you a pick topper kind of girl, or are you a bow topper kind of girl?
I'm liking the picks.
You're liking the picks?
I'm liking the picks.
From here, the bow looks really nice too.
It's very shiny.
Yes, it is, because I know myself, and I would totally probably do another bow on the other side and make these ribbons kind of cascade all the way around, okay? So again, you can definitely check out videos here on Hometalk or elsewhere on how to make a bow, but I just wanted to show you there's other options for your bow topper. And I think that is all as far as just the tips that I have. So let me just go over really quickly. When you're doing your tree topper, always go with 6 to 8 picks of each style or each kind, and work your way all the way around in layers. And you can even, what's the word? Layer them. That's what I was looking for. Start off, you know, either at the top, work your way around, or start off in the middle and just work your way around as well, okay? And also, when it comes to layering your ribbons, don't be afraid to go extra wide and, you know, work your way down. There are people that also like to go from, you know, left to right or right to left. So that's another thing you can do too. Instead of just going down, you know, vertically the way I did, I like to cascade stuff as well. So I don't like everything being directly next to each other. And I also like to alternate stuff, okay? And also the ornaments that were previously a garland. That's a cute, quick little tip that you can apply to your Christmas tree as well, if it matches your Christmas tree decor. All right, and then, you know, plugging in some poinsettias and some other special ornaments. Like here we've got some red cardinals in there, and we've got some ornament balls and such. All right, so, all right, everybody, I'm Claire Nicole of She's Crafty Too, and I hope you love the way that this rustic Christmas tree turned out, and I look forward to answering all your questions and following up in all the comments and giving you any tips that I have. Be sure and follow me on my Facebook page, Claire Nicole She's Crafty Too, and I will see you next time.